But I think there were some people that were very like, what is he doing? Like, what's his idea? And I hope my play showed that, like, I'm trying to make some moves. Like, I'm not just trying to show up and be buddy-buddy with the pros and whatever. No, I'm trying to beat you.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here at the 2020 Waco Annual Charity Open with coverage presented by OTB. And I am standing with the newest face in professional disc golf, Brodie Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It was a short tournament, you know, but all in all, it was awesome. I had a blast.
Yeah, that's really my first question. Like the first tournament, I saw a post, you said 72 days into playing disc golf, you played your first tournament round. What was the experience like? It was shortened, but what was the experience overall?
Yeah, you know, I came in here with little expectations. You know, that was something that Paul kind of hammered home, was like, don't come in here thinking, you know, having a number in mind or thinking you're going to throw every shot perfectly. You know, come in with little expectations, but, you know, use this as a learning tool. That was what I was really trying to go for, is, you know, every day get better. Obviously, there was only 2 days, but every day get better and hopefully, you know, learn from my mistakes. And I mean, there's just so much that you can learn from tournament golf. Like, I can't express how important it is to play and put yourself in difficult situations. And honestly, that was probably, you know, yesterday or whenever this video goes up, the first day of coverage, that was probably one of the more stressful, nervous feeling, you know, moments of my life.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's, and I've said this before, like, if you don't have the nerves, like, one, you don't care.
Yeah.
And really at the end of the day, like, why are you out there?
Yeah.
You know, why are you out here competing? Like, I was nervous, man. I was nervous the night before. I was nervous when I woke up the morning of. I was nervous all throughout warm-ups. And, you know, I was especially nervous when my name was called and I was ready to throw that first tee shot. That's not an easy first hole, by the way, by any means. So, yeah, I mean, like, all in all, it was a great experience. And, you know, unfortunately, the season's kind of, like, delayed, right? Because, you know, I'm eager to get back into it. But it's a positive, too, because now I have time to really start spending on, you know, putting in the hours and fixing some stuff, right? You know, I'm working right now and trying to get back in shape because, honestly, like, you know, playing, a year and a half of golf, not the greatest for getting into shape. So disc golf's a little bit more demanding, and so I'm trying to get back into shape, so that's going to be great. But, you know, I'm just excited to get back out on the field, practicing, and just watching a lot of these guys. I think it's huge. Like, if you can't get into a tournament, because by no means am I saying, like, you should just throw yourself in here if you can't play. That's not good. No one wants that. But if you can get out and watch these or go and watch coverage on YouTube and stuff, you can learn so much. Like, I learned so much today just from watching, like, today was my first time watching Eric Oakley. Yeah. And he had some of the best forehands I've seen. And, you know, I'm just studying, seeing how he's hitting those angles every time. And so that's what, you know, now I'm going to go back and try to replicate. You know, they show the fundamentals, how, you know, impressive it is that once you have everything dialed in, it doesn't really matter how big or strong you are. If you're able to fundamentally get that form down, the disc goes. Yeah. And so, you know, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
So I'm listening to you talk right now, and I just hear so much excitement, so much passion right now. What is it like making this transition? Like, do you feel like a renewed, like, passion to just get good? It's like, where you at?
Yeah, I mean, if you know me, I'm like one of the most competitive people in the world. Whether we're going bowling or miniature golf, whatever it is, top golf, I'm very competitive. And, you know, for those 10 years of me playing Ultimate, you know, I strived every year to try to get better and to try to be the best and try to win every tournament, every national champ. Anytime I could put myself in a position, I was trying to do my best to win. And, you know, after the 3 knee surgeries, I kind of had to take a back seat, figure out, like, hey, do I still want to keep pressing? Like, the last 3 or 4 years, I've been kind of playing at 60, 70%. And if I get another big knee injury, I really need to start thinking about, like, my future. I might not be able to walk. Like, there's certain things that I might not be able to do when I'm 40. So I decided, you know, hey, Ultimate Frisbee, I think I'm done. And that was really, really hard. And I went into streaming. I did Twitch for like 3 months.
Streaming what?
Fortnite. Yeah, like a couple of my buddies played, and I ended up getting like a sponsorship deal with Twitch, you know, to stream for like a year. Mm-hmm. And I was having to stream like 40, or I was actually only had to stream like, I think 20 hours a week or something. Yeah. And like after like a month, I don't even know how long it was, maybe a month. It might have been 3 months. I'm not sure. It was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what am I, like I was getting like, I was literally freaking out. I was like, I got to get out of the house. I can't do this. So then I've always like, I played golf when I was really, really young. And I always was like, dude, I really want to see how good I can get. Because I was naturally good as a kid. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to give it a go. So I gave golf a go for like a solid year and a half. Got to almost like a +3 handicap. Almost qualified for the U.S. Amateurs. You know, it was in the mix here and there, which was awesome. But there was still like just something missing. Like it eventually got to the point of like going to the driving range and being out there for 8 hours, like hitting balls, putting for an hour, then going to chip and stuff like that. Like I did it for like a year straight, and that obviously helped a lot. But there just wasn't that satisfaction. I was missing that. And, you know, disc golf, I don't know what happened, but everything kind of happened. And then January 1st, weird that it happened January 1st, but literally January 1st, that was the first day that I took like the Dark Horse buzzes that I had. I think I sold, I don't know, however many I had left. I sold those all off, and I had like 30. And I put them in like an exercise bag, went to the field by my house, and I started throwing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give disc golf a go. I'm going to see how good I can get and try to compete. And yeah, day 73 is today. And I mean, I can't wait for the next one. It feels so good to be back in a position to compete. And yeah, I got my butt kicked. I'll be the first to tell you, I got absolutely dominated by these. I mean, what did I lose by? Like the winner shot what, 20 under?
20, and you were
so
two over.
Yeah, so I lost by 22 shots in 2 days. Yeah, I got smoked. But like, I'm telling you right now, dude, I'm going to be putting in the work because it felt so good. And like when you hit your shots, when you make your putts, there's not a better feeling in the world. So now it's just like, I want to do that consistently. Yeah. You know, like you see these guys, when they're on, they're only making birdies. They're not bogeying any holes. They're only making birdies. And like today, you know, I had 6 birdies where I think yesterday I had 2, maybe 3. Yeah. So that was good. But I had a double, and I think I had 4 other, I shot even. So I had a double and 4 other bogeys. And so now it's like, okay, let's minimize the mistakes. A couple of the other holes, I wish I would have had a birdie. And, you know, you're just running all these things back in your head of like what I can do.
I love it.
And so, yeah, now it's like, dude, it's just like, I'm so stoked to get back in the gym, start grinding, start running, get the cardio back up, and you start ripping discs again, man.
Dude,
I can't wait.
It feels really cool to hear you say that. It's like, welcome to the club. You play a tournament round, you're like, if I birdie that one, I'm smoking hot, and then maybe this. Yeah. I want to take you back to the first round. Yeah. First hole.
Sure.
Main event of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Brodie Smith.
Yeah.
What's going on in your head? You're standing on that tee pad, OB to the right, OB to the left.
Yeah. Into like a 20-mile-an-hour wind, for sure. And I'm throwing a disc that I literally just got 4 days ago. So yeah, I mean, it's super nervous, and it's one of those things of where it's fine to get all those nerves, but eventually you have to be able to calm them. You have to be able to settle them and just go back. And this is like the hardest thing for me is when I get into those spots, and ultimate, when I got into those super high stress situations, you know, where it's like game point or you're down by 2 and you got the disc and you know you got to score out, you know, you go back to like what you've known. You have that confidence of, I've thrown this pass 1,000 times, I've done this, I know I can do it. Right now, like, I don't really have that in disc golf. So that's the hardest thing is like in those situations, I would love to go back and be like, I've played this tournament 4 times. I've stuck it into circle 1 every single time. Do it again, you know, to hit the line. So now what I'm having to do is I'm just having to try to go back and rethink, okay, X step, try to get that left foot parallel, try to get that right foot parallel. Make sure you lead with the hips, drive through, keep the nose down, hit your line. Make sure you follow through and drive. Like I'm just trying to rethink all that right before I go and throw. And so eventually I would love to get to the point of where I'm not rethinking all that, right? Like it just gets to the point of like, I need to hit this angle, I need to hit that high, okay, do it. Where right now I'm having to kind of go through all the steps, which is tricky, but you know, I loved it, man. Yeah. I loved it. Having the crowd that we had out here was insane. There was a lot of people. It was great. And hopefully a lot of people were watching at home. And, you know, hopefully it just is, obviously it's kind of a sour topic that, you know, the tour, you know, I feel like we had a lot of momentum this week.
I agree.
So hopefully we can kind of keep it going a little bit and pick it right back up. I think in San Francisco, I think it might be the next event.
Hopefully.
Potentially.
It's my hometown, so I'm working on it. I'll work on it for you guys.
Okay, so yeah, hopefully everything goes well. But yeah, I think, you know, the next couple of weeks, maybe we can get some more people, you know, interested in the sport and giving it a go.
Yeah. So you're just explaining to me like what's going through your head. Shoulders aligned, get those feet parallel. I'm thinking Paul Macbeth is in your ear a little bit. What's it been like learning from the world's best, the best ever in the world?
Yeah, it's honestly been an awesome relationship. I think when I first reached out to him, we did the video with Simon and the Jomez guys like 2 years. A lot of people thought we filmed that like a couple months ago.
No, it was a calendar year.
It was literally like it was almost like 2 years ago that we filmed that. And I didn't really keep in touch. And then once I kind of was like, dude, I kind of want to give disc golf a go, I reached out to him and Simon, and they were super nice. I was sending them videos via text, and they were giving me form details. And, honestly, though, we kind of hit it off. Like, I think both of us have very, very similar personalities, although we're very different on the course. Like, he's super, like, locked in, focused, dialed. If he makes a 70-footer, he's going to make it look like that's cash, where I'm probably going to do a couple fist pumps and, whatever. But our competitive spirit, very similar. And when I went up there, I think that's when we really bonded and connected. When I went up and basically stayed with them for a week.
Yeah.
And I think we bonded a lot, man. Like, we were in his warehouse putting for hours into the night and just challenging each other. Like, I just made 10 from 30. Let me see you make 10 from 30, And it's been awesome. I mean, having someone like that, like, is an absolute blessing. And, I'm forever thankful because, for him, he could easily be like, no, dude, like, do your own thing, whatever, I'm fine. Yeah. And he's been nothing but helpful. Literally, anytime I reach out to him, he helps me out. And, I think at the end of the day, like, the goal, this is like something that's insane to say out loud, but I'm not afraid to say it. Like, the goal is to eventually one day, like, compete with him, eventually one day, like, push him. I mean, that would be insane if we're going toe to toe 3 years from now, 5 years from now, whenever it is, because just watching him play, it's just absolutely insane, dude. Like, he doesn't make mistakes. He just doesn't feel pressure. He knows he knows all the right throws, and I'm just super happy and very thankful that he's a part of the team and helping out. And Discraft obviously has been super helpful too, because this was kind of a weird thing. I don't know if you were going to ask that question, but like going into it, I had no idea that like picking a manufacturer was huge.
A thing. It's a big thing.
I had no idea it wasn't a big thing. Emerson gave me some discs. Yeah. I had some Dark Horse buzzes, and I was just throwing, I was throwing like, I think, anchors and buzzes, and he gave me a Justice. And I had all these random discs.
Justices.
Yeah. And talking to some people, they're like, hey, if you're really like serious about this, you need to pick someone, because if you're just like throwing all sorts of stuff, it's not going to really make sense. And also too, from the fan side, it's going to be really confusing, because like me, I was super confused with all the different discs. So at least if I'm with one manufacturer, it's simple to see like, these are putters, these are mids, these are, instead of having like 100 discs now that people are like, what's that? Discraft's been awesome from the get-go, super supportive. So yeah, all in all, man, it's been a great, 73 days. And
it's great.
it's crazy. I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait.
Yeah. So you touched on it a little bit, but one of my big questions when you came on the scene is, what is the goal? Is the goal to be a world champion? Is the goal to be an influencer within this market? Is the goal to kind of just hang around and hobnob, what's the goal? Yeah,
I mean, hopefully I showed it this week. I think there was a lot of doubters. Obviously you're always going to have haters, and ultimate, I had tons of people hating me. It's just, I'm a polarizing person. You either like me or you don't, and that's completely fine. And so that nothing's different here, but I think there were some people that were very like, what is he doing? Like, what's his idea? And I hope my play showed that, like, I'm trying to make some moves. Like, I'm not just trying to show up and be buddy with the pros and whatever. No, I'm trying to beat you. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to beat you. Like, yeah, we can be nice, but I'm trying to beat you.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I think the goal, obviously you gotta look big. I think down the road, I'm thinking, it would be awesome to compete at a world championship. But I think you got to keep that in the back of your head, because it's not even near that right now. And I've got so many small little goals, and it's the same thing in Ultimate. My freshman year at Ultimate, I wasn't thinking I want to be the best player in the world. I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking I need to get a better forehand. And then my sophomore year, it's like, oh shoot, I need to be able to throw forehand and backhand hucks. And then my junior year, it's like, oh shoot, I need to like be playing a lot of points. I need to get in shape. And so I'm slowly building to where, like, by my 5th year playing, I'm stepping on the field, and me being as confident as I am, I don't think anyone's better than me. Yeah. I think if I have a good game, we're winning, plain and simple. And that's where I want to get to in disc golf. I want to get to the point of where if I step on that first tee box, in my back of my head, I know if I play well, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, I have a checklist of all these items I need to hit to get to that point. And that's where at the end of the day, like all these guys could be great.
Yeah.
All these guys are super talented. But the question is, are they willing to put in the work?
Yes. No, and for me, that's what's been the big difference, because you have people online, putting in their opinions, but none of these people, most of these people have not met you. Most of these people have not sat here and talked to you. Yeah. And for me, we've had a couple of conversations over the last couple of days, and it's unbelievable how committed you seem to be, and it's impressive from the outside to see that. What's your reaction to those people online that don't know you, that are saying these things from afar?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I've been in the game for since 2005, probably around 2006, 2007, I started getting, some stuff, right? And, since 2007, it's been kind of nonstop of people just, saying their opinions, and they've never met me before. And that's completely fine. At the end of the day, like if you want to have your opinion, that's fine. I don't think you should probably judge someone without actually meeting them or talking with them. Yeah. But, who am I to say what you can say and what you can't say? So all I can tell you though is if you are going to be one of those people, understand that I probably will see it, and it probably will motivate me. And I also might blast you on Twitter.
Unfortunately, you have about 1 million followers on every social.
I might blast you. I'm not afraid.
No,
so, yeah, I mean, if someone says something stupid, I have no problem with,
clapping back a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game, isn't it?
Heck yeah.
So we're finishing up Waco, obviously a day early. You live in Dallas. You're going home. The tour is a bit of a hiatus. What are the tour plans? Are you going to start hitting them all once they start kicking again?
Yeah, I mean, after this tournament, I was planning. I'm not gonna obviously be able to play this following week. I already had plans to go out of the country, but after that, I was going to do Jacksonville Open, and then I was going to do Tallahassee, and then Jonesboro, I think was the next one.
Yeah, that little Florida.
That little, stretch right there. And then, I mean, kind of honestly what I did is I took Paul's schedule that he posted on Instagram, and then I looked at Simon's schedule that he did on his YouTube channel, which, Simon, why didn't you actually put it in the description? I literally had to watch the entire video to see exactly. Anyways, I love you, Simon. So I just looked at what tournaments they're going to do. I kind of threw those all together, and then I, sent it out to Bob and sent it out to Paul and Corns and got their kind of feedback on what tournaments they thought I should do and what I shouldn't. And, I think hopefully this week I proved that, I have the potential, of competing at some level, And, hopefully I'm only going to get better from here. Obviously, there might be some setbacks along the way, but the goal is to continue to get better. And I mean, I'm going to try to play any big tournament I can get into. I'm going to try to play.
I love it, and I can't wait to see you on the road. One lighter question before we get out of here. If you watch your videos, for all the people at home, I'm sure they know Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
She makes her appearances. What's her take on you switching to disc golf, unlikely to be her favorite sport?
Yeah, I mean, she's been so supportive. Literally so supportive. She was here yesterday. She drove down and watched all day yesterday. And, she obviously was texting. Her and my friend actually were texting in a group chat. So I got to see their whole message today as they were following UDisc throughout my round. But, she's awesome. I mean, I think, not to get relationship advice out there to any young viewers, but if we want to turn into relationship advice, I will say looks are important, but they're not the most important thing. At the end of the day, you want to find someone that is going to support you and that you're willing to support them, because when you both have that support going back and forth, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And I love seeing you out here. Really, it puts an energy out here that is needed, man. It just gives it that little boost. I do know that you have to get back, you're driving back to Dallas tonight, but I want to give you a chance to say anything you'd like, not to the haters, but to the supporters out there. Anybody pulling for Brodie Smith to make a run?
First off, please click the subscribe button right now to this man. He's out here grinding, and right now he's really the only one doing this, and we need more people doing stuff like what he's doing out here at disc golf. I think it's great for the sport. But to all the fans out there, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you had a great time watching if you got to. And more stuff coming soon. I just nailed a 70-foot scuba today, so you better believe the freakiness is just getting started.
Dude, thank you so much, Brodie, for your time. Really, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. Guys, that's all I've got for this interview. If you'd like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, thanks for checking out that interview. And thanks again for hanging out a little bit afterwards so I can shout out OTB. Only the best discs. They are fantastic at what they do. They list the flatness and firmness of every disc in stock, as well as $3.95 flat rate shipping on any orders under $75. Man, it's a fantastic deal.